What's up, guys? Most of my driver's ed kids. I just want to make a quick video. It's probably not going to be longer than 2 minutes. Talking about the permit test. Basically, like strategies and what to look for in the questions. Remember, there's 50 questions. You only need to get 40 out of the 50 correct. You can skip as much as you want. If for some reason it's your first time taking it and you got 10 wrong, well, you're better off going through and looking at all the next questions because you might get that question for the next day. So if you're right around 9 or 10, go through and see which ones you can get right and which ones you know for sure that you can basically get right and put that in your bank. As soon as you get 40 right, the test stops. There's A, B, and C. So that's a 33.3% chance of you getting it right. You need to eliminate one of the questions immediately. You can just look at the questions, and if it's not safe, remember, you're looking for the safest answer. If it's not safe, then you can eliminate that right away. The next thing is going to be, for instance, from the rear at night, how far away do you dim your bright headlights? So going from behind someone, and one of the questions goes 500, 200, or 300. Okay, we all know 500 is head on. Okay, so that's not it. So it's either 200 or 300. Okay, 200 is not safe because it's not, you're going from behind, it's 200 too close. So it's 300 feet. So that's how you're going to eliminate that. The head-on one would be A, B, or C. How far away would you dim your bright headlights if you're coming head-on? And the same thing, A would be 100, B would be 300, and C would be 500. And remember, you're looking for the safest answer, and 500 feet is the safest answer. So that's how you need to eliminate each one, and you need to do that for every single question. I'm able to read you the question, and I might remind you, like, hey, we went over this in class, or hey, remember my YouTube video? I went over this, and just kind of try to ring a bell. So that's why it's good to watch the films that I made already and kind of explaining each question. But as far as that goes, once you're at 38, 39, I had a kid today that, got 39 right, and they were last question. Raise your hand. Let me come over and let me read it to you. You can eliminate it, and then we can move on. Once you eliminate one of the questions, one of the answers, then it becomes 50-50. So your chances of getting it right it heightens up. So after you pass the permit test, and don't everyone freak out. If you didn't pass the first day, it's okay. Happens a lot of times. You've seen the test now. You can study. But remember, don't freak out. Don't panic. It's going to be okay. I'm going to help you. I can read it. I just can't give you the answers. But I've given you the answers. You got to study it. So basically, let's say you got like 3 more and you fail. Raise your hand and I'll come around and I'll help you. And I'm just going to read it to you, but that's it. I'm allowed to read it to you. And we'll go from there. If you pass your permit test, okay, you need to take a picture of it with your phone. You can ask me, hey, coach, can I pull my phone out? And then I'll let you take a picture. The next thing is, when you go to the DMV, you need to take a couple things. First thing is your birth certificate. Make sure you have that. Okay, if you don't have your birth certificate, you gotta have a passport. Some type of legal document stating that you were born here, or maybe you're not born here and you're born out of state or whatever it means, out of the country. Passport. Next thing, social security card. Okay, that's important. That's the most important thing. There is nothing else that can replace that. So you need to have a social security card. And then you also need to maybe bring another form of ID. So whether it's an ID that from school, something that states your name on it and your face, a picture ID. So it might be a state ID, but you need to take that. And then last 2 things is 2 bills that your parents, where you live, pay bills for. So, just to state that you're from Florida and kind of go from there. So basically you only need 4 things. Sometimes I say 5, but I'll remind you in class, but if we're going to make a movie about it, video. And again, don't panic. Make sure you study, but these are a couple strategies to help you for tomorrow and taking your permit test. All right, y'all. See you tomorrow.